Hello trombonists, teachers, parents, educators. My name is Gerard Carelli. Some of my students have asked me from time to time, how do I clean my trombone? And I thought I'd put together a quick video and give you some tips and some things that I've learned over the years. The first question, of course, is how do I know it's time to clean my trombone? Well, if you can't remember the last time you cleaned it, or if you've ever cleaned it, then it's time to clean your trombone. Another way is to look inside the horn to see how dirty it is. So take the horn apart, take the mouthpiece off in the bell section, and open up your slide, straight up and down. Very carefully look down the pipe that you are playing into, where your mouthpiece goes into. Maybe close one eye, get into a bright area. If you see any kind of rough spots along the inside of that tube, then it's definitely time to clean it. If it's clean and shiny and smooth, then you're okay. So let's get some things ready before we start to clean the horn, okay? Number one, this is a trombone brush that will go inside the horn. I've had this thing for several years, and it's really one of the best products I've found. It has a very hard plastic ball on the end here, and a brush on the other end. And this is what you're going to feed through the horn to clean it. You're also going to need a good size thick towel, something soft and absorbent to wipe the horn down after you've cleaned it, maybe a sponge like this for some of the outside surfaces, and a mouthpiece brush. This is going to go inside the mouthpiece to clean it. And you're going to need basically some liquid dish soap. All right? I'm in the bathroom because we're going to use the bathtub. So I'll show you what we're going to do next. In the bathtub, I like to put either the soft rubber bath mat or a big towel down like this. And then I'm going to fill up the bathtub with lukewarm water, not very hot, and I'm going to add to it a small amount of that dish detergent. All right, so I'm going to add about, this might be too much, maybe half of this, into the lukewarm water. And again, make sure that the water is not hot. Lukewarm is good enough. All right, so while the tub is filling up, I'm taking my horn apart very carefully. We don't want to bend or bang these pipes at all. We want to lay it down very carefully on the bottom of the tub and the slide. Same thing, submerge both of them. I'm going to put the mouthpiece in here as well. And I'm going to pull apart the top part, the tuning slide. You can take that off. So the horn is completely apart. Very carefully, not to bang anything. We're going to submerge all 4 or 5 parts. All right, the horn's been soaking for about 15 minutes in lukewarm water. I'm going to reach in and grab that inner slide. Be very careful not to bang it, bend it in any way. You're going to take the end of this cleaner and just fish it through inside the trombone. Once you've got it through there, pull it through. You can get this brush a little bit wet too. That'll help. And do the other end. Same thing. Through the tube, out the other end, and pull it through. Careful not to bang anything into anything. That's why we use the towel on the bottom. If this is your first time, it might be a little tricky at first. And pull it through. And you can let it soak again. Or rinse it out. And look down in there. If it's still dirty, maybe run it through a second time. All right, then we're going to take the slide section. It's full of water probably at this point. And we're going to fish this, snake this through, all the way through. I usually go in the side that has the spit valve first. And you have to just feed it through. And again, you'll get good at this if you do it enough. your mouthpiece. This is really not a mouthpiece brush, but it will do the job right now. Just take that and push that through a couple of times. And this way you'll dislodge anything that might be in there. And then you're going to rinse it out. All right, so we're going to rinse out parts. Mouthpiece. I've got a towel on my table over here. I'm just going to set that down. The slide with a nice clean brush like this, or a sponge. Make sure that you hold the side that you're cleaning and just gently wipe it down and give it a little rinse. And let the water run through the tubes and out the other end. Just make sure you have all the soap off there. The little technique I've done is just hang it right here on the door. Very carefully so nobody's around and it just hangs nice and safe. Slide section, clean the outside a little bit if you like. Run a little water through there. Rinse the outer slides. And what you can do is with the spit valve on the bottom, you can blow air through it. That'll get some of the other soapy water out of there. Another way to rinse it would be just to use a measuring cup like this. And you can pour this right into the slide, both ends, until it's filled up, and then spill it out. Do that a couple of times. Okay, so we've got all our parts here nice and clean. You should be able to see a difference looking down the end of this pipe. Looking down the inner slide. See if you can get a shot of that. Should be a lot cleaner than it was before. Okay, so now I'm going to dry the various parts of the horn. Just gently. You don't want to bend these pipes, you don't want to bang into it, and you're going to take your parts, and it's okay if they're still a little wet in the inside, of course, because they're going to get lubricated. And we're going to put the slide back together. Always put the slide together from the top with the matching. You don't want to bend it, do it sideways, and just put that in there, lock that. Okay, I'm going to hang this here. Nobody's around. And I'm going to dry off the bell section. Tuning slide. Don't forget, one side of the tuning slide needs to be lubricated. Sometimes I wipe that down and put just a tiny little bit of Vaseline on the end of that to help it to go in, and then a little bit up here too. And that should fit together really well. It's a little tricky at first. You may want to just push that in and push this one in. Make sure it's lubricated, not too lubricated, and then match these up. Usually one side is going to go in first, and then it will meet the other side. The mouthpiece should be nice and clean. You should get the outside of it too, along the rim. But if you look down through there, it should be pretty clean. The mouthpiece on. Connect the bell. And everybody has a lubricant they like. I particularly like this Yamaha trombone slide lubricant. I'll put links down so you'll see that as well. Shake that up. Somewhere around the middle of the slide. Put a little bit of that. And when I lubricate the slide, give it a little like that. And then also you could do this. This will spread the lubricant on the inside of the tubes up and down. But do it very gently, straight up and down. Don't apply any pressure on the tubes, and you'll be good to go. You got to have a spray bottle. Give it a little spray, and you should be in shape. And that's how you clean a trombone. Keep it clean. Keep practicing.